You know, sales is hard. No matter what you do, it can be tough out there. Even if you're one of those that are brave enough to go at it every single day, it can be challenging. We deal with more rejection than we do acceptance. We're constantly getting scrutinized for our work, leaders putting the pressure down on us. Here's a fact. It all matters, but if you don't put some importance on your mental health strategies, this game will eat you alive. I'm James Buckley, and if you can't tell by my gray hair, I've been in sales for a hot minute. I do the job in the trenches every single day, and here's something I've learned. If I prioritize my time management, my mental health strategies, the way I relax and detach from the job, I come in and perform 10 times better than I do if I don't take care of myself. So let's talk a little bit about the strategies that you need to develop to be able to be a strong mental health advocate in the world of sales today. Let's get into it. Let's talk about mindset for a minute. When we think about forcing things, oftentimes we're trying to get something to happen that's not happening naturally. This creates tension, friction, stress, and many other things within us that carry into our deals. When you think about coming into work every day, are you excited? Do you have a good time doing it? This is the mindset that you've got to start developing. Have fun with those cold calls. Laugh it off when somebody gives you a little bit of an attitude. Make sure that when you get that rejection from that cold email, you realize it's just a soft objection and they're not really saying no to you, they're saying no to a cold email. This is a mindset shift that we have to adopt if we're to press on and continue to hit quota week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter. Remember, resilience is going to win 90% of the time. Sometimes I talk to reps and they don't know the difference between time management and task management. So let me put a couple of things together for you. I use a program called Asana to manage all of my tasks. And one of the things that I do is I look at Asana at the beginning of the week and then I bucket and time block all of the times needed to complete those tasks every day throughout the week on a Monday morning. This guarantees no task gets left behind. That is task management. But the other side of it, where I put the time block on my calendar, that's the time management part. You see, they're not the same thing, but they work in tandem to make your life easier. One of the pieces of developing a stronger mindset is remembering what motivates you. Now, I know it's easy to think, I need to make more money, and that's probably why you took this job. But what really motivated you to make that money? It was probably your family, your children, your future, your kids' future. These are things that actually matter in your life, where you want your children to visit when you go on vacation. This is real motivation. The money is merely a byproduct of the motivation that got you going in the first place. So step back when you get frustrated and remember the why behind why you sell. You don't sell for the product or the company. You sell for your success, which is a direct reflection of the success you can provide for your family for years to come. Another strategy that you need to get better at is you need to stop comparing yourself to other people. This was a really hard one for me as a 43-year-old man that's been in sales for 15, 20 years. It's tough not to look at those young people out there that are getting all the impressions and all the follows and all the comments and be like, man, why not me? You know what? I'm not them, but they're not me either. And I have a great life. And if you can think about it from that perspective for just a minute and step away from those numbers that you think are important, and they're not, by the way, you're going to see that what really matters is quality of life. And as long as you're meeting that end, it doesn't matter how many followers some competitor has. It doesn't matter how many likes this young buck has over here that just stepped into the game 6 months ago. That's not a concern of yours. What is a concern of yours is how you're growing and progressing as a professional, as a human, as a father, as a mother, every single day. These are the things that are actually going to propel you to be a well-rounded sales professional in a world of one-sided individuals. Imagine a piece of thread, and that piece of thread is wound up so tight that it can no longer be twisted. Eventually, the thread has to break. Now imagine that that thread is how your brain feels every day when you come to work. Sales is extremely taxing. We have to work on skills that aren't necessarily hard trained in us, like recall. That's our ability to remember something that happened weeks ago without any prompting. It just happens naturally. Some salespeople are really good at this, and some people aren't. But working on that skill is extremely taxing on our energy. So what do? When you feel depressed, when you feel like you're just grinding it out, here's my advice. Take a step back. Push away the keyboard. Go walk. 10 minutes outside in the sun at a good clip. Aim for like 2.5 miles an hour at least. Use your phone. It'll tell you how fast you're going. If you do this for 10 minutes and then come back to the task that you were working on, not only are you going to find a certain sense of clarity, but you're going to find that the solution becomes so much clearer as well. And isn't that the magic dust that we're all after? I want to see it clearly and I want to be able to execute it easily. Try it. I guarantee you'll see a difference in the way you perform. The fact is that sellers wear a lot of hats these days. I myself wear several. I made a list, and because it was so long, I didn't want to forget anything, so I made it for you here. Let me read it. I am a host of a show. I'm a seller, a creator, a writer, a task manager, a scheduler, an SDR, an AE, and a father, a husband, a son, and a brother. And when you consider all of the things that make you you, the job is actually a very small part of it, and yet it consists of so many hats. Each time we take one hat off and we receive another hat and put it on, somehow the stress and the burden of another role also gets added onto our shoulders. As time goes on, this can become quite wearing. It's important that you recognize how many hats you actually wear and delegate the time needed. But here's an even bigger tip for you. Be clear with your leadership about the strain you're feeling when you wear this many hats. If you don't defend your time, everything that you're expected to do on a daily basis, it's going to take that time and manage it for you. And that's a place you don't want to be because you're no longer in control of your own destiny. Think about it from that perspective, and you're going to find that it's easier for you to manage all these things at once and wear all the hats successfully. I'm going to tell you about a skill that you need to develop that is probably going to be the most challenging one that you do. Say no to things. I know, a lot of stuff comes at you and you feel like it's coming at you from above and you've got to execute on as much as possible. But the truth is, you're given goals and you need to be upfront about where you are when it comes to achieving those goals. So the next time that manager comes to you and hands you that TPS report of all those things that you know that you want to say yes to so that you can have a good relationship with that manager, try this instead. You know what? I'm happy to get that done for you, but just so you're aware, I'm nowhere near hitting my quota this week. Is there a way that we could put it off until another day before it's due? Maybe you should give it to somebody else. That's a great way for you to not necessarily say no, but make sure that you're telling that manager where the priority needs to be. After all, they're the one that gave you the goal. If they want to give you extra stuff, that's fine. But the goal needs to be met before they pile on additional responsibility. And you can stand up for yourself in that way. You know how many things you do every single day that you probably don't have to do? Being able to recognize unneeded things that take up your time is a great way to relieve yourself of burdens. Burdens are those things that cause us to feel stress and anxiety. We lay in bed at night and stare at the ceiling and think of all the things that we didn't get done and all the things that have to get done tomorrow. And before we know it, the sun rises and it's time to start that grind again. And we got no sleep because that worry just kept us up. You need to learn how to say no. It's okay. No one's going to fire you for saying no. But when it comes to that list of things that you can't stop thinking about, be sure that they're actually on a list. Lists are going to help you to cross things off as you complete them. Once you cross them off, you'll be amazed at how easy your brain feels. And suddenly the stress just drifts away like it was never there. Physically crossing something off on a list can be very satisfying for our minds. It's human nature to feel a sense of completion. Lean into that. Make a list. Cross things off. Nothing wrong with putting that list on your phone, but that cross off, that's going to give you the dopamine hit you're looking for and keep you going. I want to address the elephant in the room, rejection. You're going to get said no to more than you're going to get said yes to. If this is the first time you're hearing this, welcome to the Thunderdome of sales. Most of the time, people say no to you, not because they're not interested, not because they don't want your product or your service, but because it's easy to say no. It's so easy for them to turn around and say no to something that they never thought about giving time to in the first place. The real truth, the thing that people won't tell you, is that it's not our job to break into an account, as it's commonly said. It's our job to converse with strangers. That's a theme that I'm seeing repeated on the Sell Better show consistently. If you think about it, You can really have great conversations that lead to opportunities, or you can imagine opportunities and try to earn conversations about those opportunities. I'm going to take the former rather than the latter. Okay, y'all, this one's going to get you uncomfortable. How do we manage up? Most of the time, we've got people telling us what to do 90% of the day. This can get very frustrating very fast, and sometimes you have to get that manager on board with what you need. I know that my CEO, Chris Merrill, will often say, "Am I blocking anybody?" That's your moment to jump in and say, "Chris, if you don't do this, I can't do this. And isn't this what you want me to do?" And the answer is often yes. And then that thing that you need done gets done. You have a voice at your company. You have something that everybody at the company values, the ability to drive new revenue. So that thing that's holding you back, you've got to be able to vocalize that. You have to be able to say it out loud so that the leaders of the team know that I promised this rep I would do X so that they could do Y, and the thing I asked them to do, Y, can't get done unless I do X. Once they realize this, and it's not aggressive, they start taking action and you start seeing success. Here's something I bet you're not thinking. A healthy body leads to a healthy pipeline. In the last 11 months, I've dropped 60 pounds and pretty much beat type 2 diabetes with good, healthy dieting strategies and good, healthy workout routines. What I didn't expect was that my level of productivity would go up and to the right. My pipeline would get healthier no matter how often everything changed in it, and that my process would consistently be polished because I was looking at my systems and processes through a much clearer lens. Take the time to take care of your body because you only get one. And I had to learn the hard way that abusing it the way that I wasn't helping me to be successful professionally or personally. So here's a few tips from me to you. Walking burns more fat than running. Running burns more calories than walking. Burning fat and burning calories aren't the same thing. The lower you can make your fat percentage on your body fat percentage, the healthier technically you are. So walk a lot. If this means you need to bulk it out on your time and block it off so that you and your family do it, do it. My family's dropping weight and feeling more healthy walking with me. So take care of your body because your body is what carries you to the job that makes you money, that makes your family successful. This is a no-brainer, but I felt like I should say it anyway. So to sum up, I want to just talk about balance because that seems to be the theme that I've brought to you in this course. Time and task management are not the same thing. Learn to manage both of those things simultaneously, and your life is going to get a lot easier. You'll find that anxiety will lessen, and every plan comes to fruition because you made the time for it. Say no to things. Saying no to things is going to give you the time to get to that goal that you were originally given. This is a win all day for the leaders in your world too. No one's going to keep piling on work and then criticize you for missing the mark. That's something that doesn't happen very often. And then I'll say this last piece. Take care of that body. That body is the thing that makes you who you are, makes you what you are. And without it, you're definitely not going to be able to provide for those loved ones that you're working so hard to provide for. Our mental health strategies are the things that are going to keep us successful long term. So play the long game with me. This part of everything that you do is what's going to drive you to success. Remember that you're the tip of the spear. You're the thing that keeps a company growing. Probably the most effective person at an organization is the one that's driving new revenue. So don't sell yourself short. Take care of you, take care of that pipeline, take care of that family. You can be better by focusing on yourself and finding that balance between work and life.